Man, I miss free ice cream day. That makes me upset. Let's look at some Magic cards.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Part 2 of Guilds of Ravnica.
I'm not looking.
I just had a complete brain fart.
It's okay. Guilds of Ravnica. Spoilers. Hotseat. Review.
Yeah.
Finger guns. So here's how it works. Liam has selected 10 cards from Guilds of Ravnica. We're going to try and get through them in less time than 40 minutes for us to record it. Probably won't be 40 minutes for you guys to watch, because we're nice. We're going to give them 2 different ratings, one for limited, one for constructed, so that can be standard, modern, maybe legacy. I mean, Assassin's Trophy is going to see play in every format. So,
right.
There is that piece of it. But in any case, we're really excited.
Yep. As always, we're just going through the uncommons of the set.
Yes. And, bread and butter.
And you know, this is a matter of opinion and looking at these cards in a vacuum. Mileage and results may vary based on what you're drafting.
Also, because we don't know what's going to be.
Yeah, we've never played these cards.
Good.
So,
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like
I just realized that looks like Mount Rushmore.
Oh. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. But in any case, in all seriousness, folks, card evaluation is one of the best skills that you can have as a Magic player. Not only is it important to be able to evaluate something in a vacuum for things like limited, but as I talked about last time we did this, being able to evaluate a card is kind of like a microcosm of being able to evaluate a game state. So this is something that you can do at home with your friends or your local play group, and it actually does help sort of build up those competitive chops in a way that you necessarily wouldn't expect it to. So there's a method to the madness here. It's not that we just like talking to each other. I mean, we do like talking to each other, but there's a little bit more to it than that. So
we haven't really had any good tangents that we've gone off topic long enough to make an entire video about it for a while. We had one, but it was related. I mean, just not Magic related. It's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah, we have.
I think those Rivals of Ixalan when that happened last.
We should do one of those tangents again. And if you'd like to check out one of those tangents, you can check out the doobly-doo below, and we will link to what we did was Magic Stew After Hours, where Liam and I discussed anime. Like the tremendous weebs that we are. So it was actually kind of fun to sit and talk about non-Magic related stuff for a little bit. I like that we both have our hands folded, like yes, business.
It's actually considered
business.
It's considered something they teach in classes on rapport.
Oh,
people with good rapport tend to mimic each other, not realize that they do it.
That is true.
So that just goes to show that Kyle and I don't hate each other.
Which is true. I like you, man. You're a good
that
dude.
Secretly at night we fight crime.
That's probably closer to it. I hate crime. I don't like you as a person, so that probably works. All right. We're getting sidetracked again, but be sure to check out Magic Stew After Hours, and our previous iteration of this video also will be in the doobly-doo below if you'd like to check that out.
Look at the doobly-doo.
It just sounds like a euphemism. It's awesome. All right, moving forward, we've got Demotion, which is our first one, which is 1 mana, so 1 white for an enchantment aura. It says enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack, block, and its activated abilities can't be played. Or it can't be activated.
It can't. It doesn't say can't attack. It says can't block.
Oh.
It can still attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I misread that not only now, but also earlier. Also, that's great art.
Yeah.
The guy, it's like the Ravnica equivalent of turning in your
gun, your badge.
Yeah. Which is
you
funny
don't play by the rules.
So Boros is definitely the police force of Ravnica. I would pay to watch a Brooklyn Nine-Nine themed parody set in Ravnica. We should do that. Boros 9-9? Oh my god, I'd watch the crap out of that. Okay, anyway, we're getting sidetracked again. So enchanted creature can't block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. I'm going to give it a 2 for limited. Attacking is the most important thing in limited. But, I mean, there's going to be small creatures that you want to shut down. So the activated ability thing matters. There's going to be big defenders that you want to be able to get past, so the can't block thing is occasionally relevant. 2 for limited. I don't expect this to see any play in constructed. I'll give it a 1.
Yeah. I agree.
So.
Unless wall decks become a thing.
Just shut down everybody, man. It doesn't even shut down Arcades Sabath, though. That's a triggered ability.
Right. Yeah.
So. Oh well. 1 for constructed, 2 for limited. Moving on. 5 for the art, though. Art's great. Enhanced Surveillance is our next card, so it's 2 mana, 1 and a blue for an enchantment. You may look at an additional 2 cards each time you surveil. Oh. Exile Enhanced Surveillance. Shuffle your graveyard into your library?
Dig, dig, dig.
Okay, this is going to get a 2 for limited. I don't expect the extra surveil cards to be that useful. In terms of constructed, though,
Right.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Someone is going to break this.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know if it'll even be this set. But I'm calling it right now. September 9th, 2018. Someone is going to use enhanced surveillance to break a game.
I don't think it's the 9th.
I'm sorry, 19th. 19th. September 19th. I'm already...
No, I mean, it allows you to dig deeper through your deck to get the cards that you need. So, yeah, somebody's going to find a way to make that... it's going to be similar to the Throne of the God Pharaoh decks where you're just digging and digging and digging until you get what you need. And then you just blow somebody up with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah. That's going to be good and constructed. I'm going to give it 3.5. But again, I'm saying, it will happen. You'll watch a Pleasant Kenobi video, and he'll just absolutely just wreck with this deck. I'm excited.
I haven't seen Vince for a while. I'm going to have to go back to his channel. I don't get notifications on Vince for some reason.
So YouTube's been funky.
Speaking of weird.
Please make sure you hit the bell. Please make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. All the dumb YouTube stuff. I know we ask it every video, but it helps.
Yeah, the bell especially, because that way you know when we put out a new video.
Right, and that helps us more than I can reasonably speak to.
And we like you guys. We like that you like us.
It's true. Our next card is Crawl Swarm, so 5 mana, 4 colorless, and a black for a 4/1 flying insect warrior. And it says for 3 mana, so 2 colorless and a black, discard a creature card. Return Crawl Swarm from your graveyard to your hand. Huh. It's not bad. I'm going to give it 2.5 for limited. This is very slow. It dies to pretty much everything. It doesn't trade very well, but it is evasive, and it does have recursion.
Right. That's what saves it.
Yeah, so yeah, it very much is. I mean, it's slow, but if you're drafting a slower deck and you just need to grind them out, Crawl Swarm's not bad. I'm going to give this like a 0.5 for constructed. We'll never
not
see
until much later
play.
in the game are you ever going to be able to pull it out of your graveyard and cast it again right away.
I mean, you could do that at instant speed, though.
That's true.
And then just play it.
Yeah, at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
End of your opponent's turn, you can...
So, in limited, I imagine this would be the top end of a very aggressive deck, because 4 power is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
And then you just keep bashing it through your opponent's flyers till there's no flyers left, and ditching your random 1 and 2/2s that don't really do a whole lot. Again, 2.5 for limited, probably a 0 for constructed. It's never going to... 0.5, 0, doesn't matter. It's never going to see constructed.
I guess that's the other thing that kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth on that, is that you lose another card in doing so.
Yeah, but you're probably ditching a worst creature. I like anything that gives you a choice. So, like, let's say it's turn 12 or 14. Your choice is you can play your 2/2,
right?
Or you can or at your end step you can discard the 2/2 that's not going to do anything for you,
and put out a 4/1 flyer.
Yeah. Crawl Swarm.
Yep.
Also, you can discard Squee to this.
In constructed, yeah.
Yeah. Just saying. That's never going to do anything. This card's never going to be played in constructed, but it's there. Moving on. Goblin Crater Maker, 2 mana for a 2/2, so 1 mana. Sacrifice Goblin Crater Maker, choose 1. Goblin Crater Maker deals 2 damage to target creature. Destroy target colorless, non-land permanent?
Bye-bye, Karn.
Boy. This gets a 3 for limited, first off. This is a 2 mana 2/2, which is great. And it can basically shock another creature. So 3.5, easy. And then I'm going to give this a 4 for constructed. Purely for standard. Goblins looks to take the place of mono red right now. This is a goblin. This is perfectly casted. It has multiple uses. It blows up non-land permanents that are colorless. So Karn.
Right, and in that Nexus of Fate deck, a lot of times he's your finisher.
Yeah. Yeah. Yee. Yes.
And they can't stop that damage.
Yes.
That's awesome.
4. Easy. I wonder if this will see play in Modern. Colorless non-land permanent.
Eldrazi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, half the time when they've cast their Eldrazi, they're winning that turn. But
yes, but like there's, I mean, Eldrazi Stompy casts like Reality Smasher.
Right.
The 4 mana 4/4 that I'll never remember, but he's really, really good.
And another thing we're not thinking about with that card, one format that we haven't even talked about, brushed upon in either of these 2 videos, is Commander.
I will most likely not be making... Well, maybe, because that kills mana rocks.
Exactly. It kills mana rocks. It kills big equipment.
Yeah, no, you're right, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. 4 for constructed, 3.5 for limited. Good on you, Goblin Crater Maker. You've made good. District Guide is our next one. So 3 mana, 2 colorless, and a green for a 2/2 Elf Scout. It says when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card or a gate. Put it in your hand and shuffle your library. This card gets a 3.5 across both formats.
That artwork is straight out of Batman.
Yes, it's really cool. I like it. 3 mana for a 2/2 is not great, but you get to tutor up whatever color of mana you want.
Yeah.
In limited or constructed, I think that's perfectly reasonable. This is strictly better than that dumb 1/1 branch mender dude from M19 who was like, search your top 5 and you don't actually get the land you need, then screw you, buddy.
Right.
And also, I'm a 1/1. Like, way better. Love it. 3.5.
You whiffed and I suck.
You whiffed. God, we need that as a t-shirt. You whiffed and I suck. Oh, good lord. Debate in the comments about which half of which is Liam and I. Which one of us is I suck and which one of us is you. Actually, I know what that one is.
Don't do that.
I'm I whiffed.
Just shut up.
I'm definitely I whiffed.
That means I suck.
Together we make an incomplete person.
Together we make a shitty card and a almost cool t-shirt, except that nobody's going to freaking know what it's about unless they've seen our video.
Oh my god, dude, we could be in one of the split cards. You whiffed. This is my face, and I suck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. We need play mats.
Comment if you would buy those.
I would buy it. I know I don't count, but I would. Alright, anyway, moving forward, Disinformation Campaign is our next one. It's 3 mana for enchantment, so 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and each opponent discards a card, which is actually pretty good. Whenever you surveil, return Disinformation Campaign to its owner's hand. I'm going to give it a 3 for limited. If it was just draw a card or just discard a card, it would be useless. But it's draw a card and discard a card.
Right.
And this is probably going to be a slower format in limited anyway. And this is kind of like a weird build around.
Yeah.
For a draft.
Well, okay.
I'm just saying.
Dimir is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Dimir is using two of the keywords currently.
Right.
Okay. Surveil being one of them. If you're pulling a lot of Surveil cards to begin with, that's going to draw you a lot of cards.
Yeah. I mean, over the course of a game, this is probably going to draw you only 3 or 4 cards.
Think of it late game.
But your opponent's not going to discard anything, and then depending on the pressure you're under... Actually, the more
okay,
I think...
if they're not discarding anything, it's because you've already
right. Oh, they've
discarded them down to nothing, so they're top-decking at that point. That's great. You've got your opponent top-decking, and you're drawing.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, you're paying 3 mana for a draw 1 card to make your opponent discard a card. And yes, you get to reoccur it, but usually you want to be doing stuff in limited. So I'm going to rescind my 3 rating. I'm going to give it a 2. I want it to work.
See, I was arguing for the other direction.
I know. I want it to... Well, you can give it your own rating, too. We have yet to see... This just feels... Okay, am I going to build around Disinformation Campaign? Absolutely. Because I want it to be sweet.
Right.
Am I convinced that Disinformation Campaign is good? No.
I guess that has yet to be seen. So I guess the lesson here is that it might look good on paper.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But we really have to see how it actually performs.
I'm gonna say it's a 2 in limited and like a 1 in constructed.
Yeah, I don't see it getting play in constructed.
It's too slow. I think it's too slow. We Dragonauts is our next card, which is a reprint from the original Ravnica.
Yes, it is.
My heart and nostalgia. 3 mana for a 1/3 flying fairy wizard. I'm sorry, it's 1 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red. And it says, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +2/+0 till end of turn. I'm going to give it a 2.5 in limited. I'm going to give it a 2 in constructed. In limited, it's perfectly fine. It's serviceable. 3 mana for a 1/3 flyer isn't great, but occasionally it's going to be better than that. It's multicolored, so it's a little hard to cast, but who knows? Maybe it'll be easier to do.
Yeah, typically you don't have a lot of instants and sorceries in a limited deck.
Right. In constructed, there is a wizard's deck. This will probably go on to replace Aven Windmage, at least in my mind, in the red-blue aggressive wizard's deck. Because
see, I was thinking that could replace one of the ground creatures. Aven Windmage was reprinted. That's staying in.
I'm taking it out, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
in the deck for We Dragonauts. The one thing that, so I play an aggressive blue-red wizards deck in Standard, and the one thing that has really depressed me is there's not a good 2-drop wizard for that deck. That deck doesn't need a 3-drop wizard like we Dragonauts. This is a slight upgrade, sure, but we needed like Thermo Alchemist. Or like something that could take the place of Soulscar Mage in that deck.
Gotcha. Okay, I see where you're going from.
Don't have
you just have
one
too
of
many
the-
things in that slot.
Right. And the deck caps out at 3 anyway.
Right.
So I don't need any more 3 or 4
in that
drops.
case,
Which is why I'm thinking, in our last one we talked about the Murmuring guy who makes 1/1 flyers and sliding into a potentially slower deck with more like long game value, because we're not getting any of the aggressive wizards that we need for the blue-red aggressive wizards deck to be playable, in my opinion.
Well, that seems like that would, I mean, okay, so look at Aven Wind Mage. That gets +1.
Yeah.
And Adelies gives it +1.
Right. This is better than Aven Wind Mage, and that's why I'm slotting Aven Wind Mage out for this.
Right.
But think about all the other weapons every other deck is getting. And we got a slightly better 3-drop?
Gotcha.
That's not competitive. That's not going to get us anywhere. I mean, there's a couple Boros cards that I think you could slot in, but the deck really needed a cheap 1 or 2 mana wizard with an aggressive bend. Thermo Alchemist would have made that a tier 1 deck. I will go on record saying that. Because it's a 2 mana 0/3 that has reach. You could tap every turn to ping that opponent. It would have been a perfect reprint for this set too if there is it. But you could ping and then use all those cantrips and then refill your hand, and then during the last attack it's like a 3/6 because Annalise has pumped it. But I mean, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but I don't think we Dragonauts is going to see play in a lot of decks. So I'll give it a 2. Maybe you'll see play in the aggressive red-blue wizards, but I'm not convinced that's going to be a deck for very long. So who knows?
Okay.
Gatekeeper Gargoyle is our next one. 6 mana, so 6 colors for a 3/3 flying gargoyle creature. It says Gatekeeper Gargoyle enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each gate you control. 2 in limited and 0 in constructed.
Yeah, the thing is here, you're only getting a +1/+1 counter for the gates that you control when you cast it. It does not gain more when you put more gates into play.
Yes.
The only reason that this card would be really good is if your land base, if nobody's pulling gates out of these packs and you got them all. And even then, yeah. 6 mana for a 3/3 is horrible, even with flying.
I mean, 6 mana for a 3/3 flyer is baseline too. Which it is.
I guess with colorless it's going to cost a little more. So,
you'll play it. You're not going to hate it.
I don't like it.
I mean, it's okay if you don't like it. It's still playable.
Now, granted, if you do have guild gates, though, it's going to be a 4/4 or 5/5, maybe even a 6/6. At which point, paying 6 for a flying 6/6 or 5/5 is
5/5 is
good.
probably going to be the ceiling on this.
Yeah.
I would imagine, unless you go really hard.
Yeah, 6 is optimistic.
Yeah,
7 or 8, you're a god in draft. I don't know how you did it,
or
but show me how.
you just ran hot and got lucky.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2. 2 for limited and a 0 for constructed. This will never see constructed play, and it will see limited play just because the baseline is fine. But a baseline's a 2. 6 mana for 3/3. I'm not happy about playing it. It will make the cut over some cards.
Yeah.
Silent Dart is our next one for 1 mana for an artifact that has the activated ability. So tap 4 mana, colorless. Tap Silent Dart, sacrifice Silent Dart. It deals 3 damage to target creature. I'm going to give it a 2. It's fine. Colorless removal, sometimes you'll need it. It's slow and clunky, but occasionally your decks will need removal of any kind, whether it is slow or clunky. It's 1 mana artifact for some artifact synergies, if there are those in this set.
It's our replacement for Explosive Apparatus, which I definitely found use for in the last set.
Yeah, I like the Explosive Apparatus better because you could go to the dome with it, though, and hit Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I think it's absolutely playable and limited, and it's a 0 in constructed.
Yeah.
So, womp womp. Next one is Book Devourer, which is 6 mana, so 5 colorless, 1 red, for a 4/5 beast creature with trample, and it says whenever Book Devourer deals combat damage to a player, you may discard the cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. I'm going to give this a 3 in limited, actually. And that might be optimistic. I'm putting it as slightly above average. But hear me out. There are some graveyard synergies in this set with Undergrowth. It is entirely possible to draft outside of your guild
Right.
and draft like a red-black deck, and you ditching your whole hand if this
Or
does
even,
combat damage,
or even 3 colors because we've got
Yeah.
gates and things like that
Yeah.
right now.
but ditching your whole hand to make your undergrowth strategies happen and then drawing that many cards is not bad.
Right.
I mean, it's overcosted. You don't want to pay 6 mana for a 4/5. It's 1 mana more than Thornhide Wolves, and Thornhide Wolves was marginally playable. But
Well,
I
it
don't know.
says keyword trampled, but still.
Yeah, it's 6
Yeah.
mana though. You're probably getting outclassed, or the board is probably cluttered with a bunch of things.
Right.
But I don't know. I actually feel like Book Devourer could be decent in limited, and in one commander deck. I think there are some decks that want to ditch their whole hand in commander, but I think there are more efficient ways to do it.
Yeah.
I will also give this a 0 in constructed.
You know what we didn't
Sheds
see?
single tier.
You know what we didn't see in this set?
What?
Colossal Dreadmaw.
Yeah,
He's been
he's been doing the most. He really
what,
has been.
3 or 4 sets straight that we had Colossal Dreadmaw in
Yes.
every single
In
set.
M19, Iconic Masters, and Ixalan. And
It
Rivals of
was in
Ixalan.
Rivals of Ixalan also.
So in 4 sets.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah.
for you, Colossal Dreadmaw. You live your dream.
Mm-hmm.
You live your dream.
Unfortunately, Ravnica had no room for you.
I mean, Ravnica's more dragons and weird beasts than it is dinosaurs.
Well, I think that we were so used to drafting Colossal Dreadmaw, I feel like there's going to be a hole in the spot where you're gonna open up a pack and you're not even gonna see one of those cards because that's where your Colossal Dreadmaw would have been.
We should make this a separate video because Colossal Dreadmaw, and I'm a huge game nerd for this, is probably one of the most interesting design space cards that Wizards has made in the last 10 years.
As always, we appreciate you watching, and I really hope that our assessments of these cards helps you out in the coming sealed and limited games.
See you.